Strike. Beautiful. Magma Opus. Don't mind if I do. 4 damage here. Submit 1. And tap. Actually, we'll tap both lands. Magecraft goes up. We like the damage. So that's down to 12, down to 9, down to 7, down to 6, and then we get to recast again here, but it doesn't push up the Lumimancer. But this gives everything indestructible for the turn, right? Hello, good game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ghouls and goblins. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to help support the channel. Smash that thumbs up with a 7 CMC now, if you don't mind. Today, we'll be playing Lorehold Aggro. This is right on the verge of being a combo deck using Efreet Flamepainter to cast things like Lorehold Command and Emeria's Call for free from our grave, not to mention the one and only Magma Opus, which gets in there as well. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. In the video, we'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, synergies, view our gameplay footage, discuss our playlines and interactions that we'll find between our deck and the rest of the decks in the meta. This will give you a good idea whether or not the deck and the playstyle of the deck is right for you and your wildcards. We'll wrap up with my final thoughts and deck review. Thanks again. If you're looking for any of the information in today's video, you can find it in the Linktree link in the description below, or easily give it a Google. Let's get into it.
There's nothing like a kiss from an AI.
All right, I don't know if you guys got that, but I said let's Google it, and my Google Assistant tells me that there's nothing like a kiss from an AI. I don't know if we can get that zoned in or not. Right, like what is up with that, Google? There's nothing like a kiss from an AI. Thanks. I appreciate the heads up. Stop listening to me. Beverly Thrillbillies is a 60 card best of 1 deck, 3.5 average mana with 16 non-creatures and 22 creatures. We have a very even split between white and red. Don't worry about the blue. 22 lands, to support the light curve. We do also have MDFCs bringing us up to 26, so you shouldn't worry about that. And we also have a ramp through treasures via Magma Opus, so the light land total is no worries. We're curving out just fine into 5 and 6. The deck revolves around Efreet Flamepainter, a 4 CMC creature with double strike. It's got 1 power and 4 toughness. Whenever Efreet Flamepainter deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a target instant or sorcery spell from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. I love it, right? So we're comboing the Flamepainter with, obviously the discard of the Magma Opus. So you can discard it, make a treasure, which ramps you. Then it's in your grave and you can cast it for free through the Flamepainter, right? So that's the first synergy here. An 8 CMC instant speed. Again, we're never really casting it for 8, but we can. Worst case, we discarded it, we made the treasure, we cast it from our grave, we drew another one late game, and we still have the treasure. We can use that treasure as a blue source if we want. You could also incorporate pathways if you want, right? The white and blue pathway and the red and blue pathway, and then just always be playing the white and red and only play that one source of blue once your other mana is set up. But again, this is a prototype deck. I've just started working with it. But it's showing a lot of promise. So these are things that we'll work on in the future for you guys. I just do want to give you a heads up. So 4 damage to, divided among any number of targets, tapping 2 targets, creating a 4/4 and drawing 2 cards. That's a lot of value all at instant speed. If we're casting it from the grave, that's going to be our attack phase, not instant speed, but the potential is there, like I said, for instant speed through sacrificing a treasure that it makes itself or adjusting your lands if you want. Personally, I'm running the Snarls in this version of the deck because I like the consistency of having the double red to discard Magma Opus to the grave, right? Because that will take a dual red, and we've got a red and white deck. So, if I like to do that turn 2 frequently, then the Snarl is the option for me. But again, full disclosure within my deck building procedure. Moving on, we can cast other instances and sorceries from the grave by cheating them there with Seasoned Hallowblade, right? We don't have to wait until turn 7 to cast some of these expensive spells. We just discard them to the grave with Seasoned Hallowblade. It's a 3/1. We can discard a card, tap the blade, it gains indestructible until the end of turn. So, you know, you're gaining indestructible, which is great, and typically discarding something to your graveyard is supposed to be a negative consequence, but it's not, because we play the Flamepainter and we're discarding things like Emeria's Call. For 7 mana, sorcery speed, create 2 4/4 white angel warrior creature tokens with flying. Non-angel creatures you control gain indestructible until your next turn, right? So not only are you going to get 2 angels, but everything that you already have in play is going to gain indestructible until the end of your next turn, which saves you from any removal. It's just extinction event, or I guess any form of exile that could get you at that point. We also have 4 copies of Lorehold Command. Instant speed for 5 mana. Choose 2. Create a 3/2 token. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible and haste. Lorehold Command deals 3 damage to any target. Target player gains 3 life. We can also sacrifice a permanent to draw 2 cards. Wolf. You know what's really cool is the Flamepainter costs 4. Your opponent plays something to defend against it, right? And then you've got the Lorehold Command. It removes it. You make a token, or, you know, give yourself indestructible, whatever it happens to be. And, you know, if you need that extra +1/+0 because the Efreet's Double Strike, you know, that could be a good option for you as well, right? And then, you know, if you get that combat damage through, you're replaying it from the grave, which it's just phenomenal. It's really cool. We also have 4 copies of Crash Through that can be played from the grave with the Efreet. Sorcery speed for 1. Creatures you control gain trample until the end of turn. Draw a card. This is great because the first strike of Efreet Flamepainter ensures that it deals damage to our opponent before anything else, especially, you know, if you're using Access Tunnel. For 3, we tap it. Target creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn, right? So if they're not blocking this, and then everything else is attacking secondly, that damage is going to go through. We can cast Crash Through. Everything gets trampled before everything else deals combat damage at regular combat phase, right? Not at first strike phase or whatever. You know what I mean. Anyways, we've got Magecraft in the deck as well. Leonin Lightscribe, 2/2 Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn for 2 mana. A stackable effect. I love it. Clever Lumimancer, 4 copies of this, a 0/1 with Magecraft, and whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Clever Lumimancer will get +2/+2 until the end of turn, right? So that's really good to help push up your creatures. Again, the trample is amazing with the Lightscribe. And then we've also got things like the Bonecrusher Giant, a 4/3. Whenever Bonecrusher Giant becomes a target of a spell, deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. Crash Through doesn't target it, still gives it trample, 2 thumbs up. Stomp at instant speed. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp deals 2 damage to any target, right? You can stomp your opponent. You can stomp one of their creatures, a blocker. You know, it's going to trigger your Magecraft, which is great. We also have 2 copies of the Giant Killer, a 1/2 that can pay 2 plus tapping itself to tap another target creature. Chop down for a 3 at instant speed as the adventure. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Not only is this great removal that targets the Magecraft, opens up your attacking lanes, but you can also play it early on to open up your attacking lane as well. Just, you know, tapping your opponent's blocker. Efreet still gets to get through, and we can cast from our grave again, which is really, really nice. So I believe that is the deck, right? There's not much to it. It does come down to getting your Flamepainter out as soon as you can. We can get it out as early as turn 3 if we discard the Opus on turn 2, which again opens up that artifact, 3 mana plus the artifact 4. Turn 3 Flamepainter goes out, and, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, you can get through with either an Access Tunnel or by, you know, removing through Giant Killer or Bonecrusher Giant your opponent's blockers, right? With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's gameplay footage. Let me know what you think of the deck. Mai says hello, good morning, how are you? Her camera's a little out of focus though. That's odd, we'll have to fix that. She's gonna make a racket now, so we'll get into the gameplay footage. I'll try to keep her down. Thanks again for your time and attention. Support the channel if you can. Check out our link tree to get in on our 500,000 gem giveaway. You know, your D&D rare set I'm buying for someone as well. So there's tons of stuff to get in on. So don't miss out on that. We'll see you soon after the gameplay footage for our wrap-up thoughts and deck review. All right, going first is great. The hand's less than ideal, but maybe we get there with it. Let's try to remember our lefts and rights here today. Pay 3 life, it's probably a mono red deck. Leave us alone. Okay. Bloodchief's Thirst. Arcane Vessel. 3 Lenins. Just stop it. That's too much creature. We need a crash through off the top, maybe. Playing against mono black for Shizzle. They might think we have something, right? We do go with the Efreet, but again, without creatures, this hand is bunk. Where are the non-creature spells, please? 2 Bloodsky Berserkers. Do they have a 1-drop here? Oh my gosh. 2 Arcfiend Vessels. This is dangerous. We're in the danger zone here for sure. They're doing the do. Full control, just to make them think that we've got something. Right? And we just decided to take it. No attacks, Flamepainter in play. Can we grab an Opus to discard, please? Lumimancer's gone. Luckily, they don't have an Eidolon in play. Aphmia is live, which is disgusting. We get hit for 10 here. Like, that's just super sad town times. And they make it 2-2. Why not? Get rid of the favor. We do. Dirty dogs. I mean, this is good, right? We all get trampled. We're all big and buff, but we don't go on a string of spells. We can cast Crash Through one more time, I guess. Right? Good game. I think they still just beat us. And we can only cast Crash Through once. Unless we get an instant in our hand that we can toss over and recast. Bonecrusher Giant, but that the instant there is tagged to the creature, so that won't work. We will get to Crash Through, though. An additional time, at least. And then the Bonecrusher can, you know, do something. We don't have 4 blockers, though. I guess we could have kept these 3 back. It's awkward. And another land. That's great. Oh, what? Math! Math! I did not expect that. But I guess because Lenin is stacked up so hard. We gotta love that. LOL. I was honestly not expecting the win. 100% was not expecting that. But the Magecraft +1/+1 on the double strike is what did it for us, right? So even though we only copied Crash Through once, because of all the Magecraft on the double strike, it still resulted in just a ton of damage, and the trample too really helps, right? So even though they blocked, woof. Oh my gosh. I think we both thought that he was going to win. You know what I mean? Wow. All right, we're going to go first here. Doesn't look bad. Ooh, I guess we just play the creature, and then we can tap annoying things. Because you never know when it's a life gain, right? Oh, it is. It always is. Attack for 1. Hallowblade out. End our turn. Do you guys play your land first main phase or second main phase? Well, I guess it would probably depend, right? If you're going to use it or not. But sometimes it's even nice just to juke them out. So, free turn here. Let's take a draw. Play our Snarl. Reveal the land. Take our hit. Why not? Maybe they play a creature and we need the trample, so I don't want to just double cast it for the draw. Let's just hold on. And, you know, there's no Magecraft triggering. But the first one, I can, you know, get that in the grave because we're going to cast it anyways. I do want to, and this is a nice tech, right? We can use the Hallowblade to discard Emeria's Call. And that's kind of why I've been avoiding to play that as well. But we have to get pretty lucky with all of this. Pretty lucky is an understatement. We could be using something like Football Crater in the deck as well to give it haste and trample. That's another option. It's not an instant or sorcery because I believe that's an enchantment, but it is an option. Just if we're looking at improving consistency. If they play a creature, we can tap it with Giant Killer, right? That's the primary function of it being in the deck. Plus, we can kill it if it's a big creature and we had it in hand. Hallowblade discards the call for us. No way. Nice. So that's really smart of them, right? Just sucks for us, but whatever. Sometimes that happens. You can't always hit your combo perfectly. It is a nice one, though. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do they have another? Probably do. Or at least they have some form of removal. I keep the land in hand to discard with the Hallowblade, rather than the Crash Through. Hall Monitor is another option for the deck. It can make the Efreet unblockable, right? So that's definitely, you know, another route you could take. We have the Access Tunnel, which makes it unblockable in this deck. Lots of really cool things we could do. The Double Angels is pretty OP, I'm not gonna lie. And this is where Hall Monitor would be great. We have to just try to draw something. Let's try to kill one of the angels. Boom. Maya's doing her laps, if you can hear that noise in the background. And we're going to discard a Plains here. It doesn't really matter what land we discard for indestructible. And we kill the angel, get a little bit of trample damage in. And turn land stays in hand to discard. So we've got them with their back up against the wall, and they blasted us with that Doomscar. Absolutely terrifying. So, you know, it may look like we're in a good position, but I'm a little bit worried, right? I'm a little bit worried. Five mana is Doomscar territory. We have indestructible though, right? Which kind of can maybe protect us from that. And then we hit for another 3, they're down to 4. Do they have this unlimited removal? But they needed some exile. Hey Maya? Really? Okay. So Flamepainter has been dealt with. The Angel has Vigilance, so, you know, down to 16 we go. We can't attack our turn. A little late, lady. Where were you 5 or 6 turns ago? Right? We have to pass our turn here. Because we ain't doing shit. And they're at 11. That life gain really helped them. They've been removing our flame painters with ease. We've got 2 more though, right? But again, they've got a lot more cards in hand. That is the definition of card advantage. Right? They don't see our mountains, so this could be threatening in some way. Right? They're like, oh, he's got an Embercleave in hand. We have to be careful. Not even close, bro. Maybe they're holding 5 lands, right? Maybe that's what they're holding on to. Just 5 lands. And they can't decide which one they should play this turn. That's why it's taking so long. You can only assume. They're definitely running calculations. Null Priest gets not kicked because there's nothing to bring back. Cool. We get hit for 4. Down to 12. This freaking Angel, man, I'm telling you. It's doing the dirty on us. Vigilance, OP. Oh my land. What if we go all in and just like try to juke it? And then we've got no blockers. But they've got the life gain. So I should keep this back to kill the life, like in their mind, you know what I mean? And then maybe they just let it through and we get 1 step closer somehow. I don't know. And then also, well, no, the Menace. Shoot. Our bluff backfired because it's got Menace too. So they could just attack through the Lumimancer. My bad. Totes my bad. But Lumimancer's gonna take a trip to the grave, it looks like. They go up to 13. Oh! Oh! Okay, we take a trip to the grave too. And, well, not to by ourselves. Hashtag indestructible. Oh, you dog. Woof. I mean, the land. The land. Why? 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 Chariot in play. This is an interesting deck. I like absent decks. Alright, we get hit for 6. This is still a match somehow. Let's check our top deck. Another land. Nice. Good game. I like the land. What can I say? Oh my gosh, Arena. Alright, going first. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Keep 7. Let's get after it, right? Lumimancer, go! I've not seen Lorehold Command once, and when we were in the play queue playtesting, like every match I was double casting Lorehold Command with Efreet. It was just so good because you could cast it. Like you play Efreet on 4, right, and then Lorehold Command is turn 5, and like it's just so good because you can do 3 damage, right? So you blast their blocker away. Then you get to make a token. Then you get to recast it again, do 3 damage to them, make another token, right? Oh man, it's great. It is enjoyable. So, can't really kill anything. But I wouldn't mind trading with that Cobra. So we just get the damage. That's fine. We will discard the Opus. That's a lot of land, baby. And we'll use our Giant Killer during their attack phase. And then that's going to push up the Lumimancer a lot. If we're not discarding the Opus, right? So, like, if there's a big creature, we kill it. If not, we discard. The rules of engagement. That's not a big creature. Play a Lovestruck Beast. There he is. Right, so they're probably going to attack, but I don't know. Can't confirm. Just have my suspicions. If they don't, we still discard. Yeah, perfect. Because then the Giant Killer is sorcery and we can attack, right? Deal the damage mon. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We probably should just Wild out, right? And then there's no great henge for them next turn. We all get buffed up. We smack down. Wolf. Okay, down to 10. 2 Lightscribes in play with a Mancer. Opus in hand to discard. Looking for an Efreet Flamepainter. So we can cast these from our grave. That's a Fable Passage on top of a Snick. It's really good. They're up to 6 available mana here. Edgewall Innkeeper still in play. Oof. Bone Daddy takes out Lightscribe. Stomperonis. Oh. Woof. 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 It's triple woofs, each one for one of their heads. Right? This is sorcery speed, so we have no other choice. Well, the stomp is good. If they don't block it, I believe we have lethal. And then if they do, it leaves, like, they don't have lethal unless they have another. And because of the trample, I still send it up top, right? I might still get there. No, down to 2. Math is hard! Math is hard. Close to lethal, but not quite. Right? They get the block, which is good. And the kill, which is good. So we just need to top deck another stomp, right? Bonecrusher takes the draw. They can't overextend. Oh, their second Fable Passage on top of a Snick. Must be nice, bro! Must be nice. That's okay, though. We're going to top deck a Bonecrusher off the top. No way. No way. It goes on the Snick. That is too much. The perfect card. The perfect card for them, and we can't block it. Wow. How lucky are you, my friend? So lucky. They don't attack? What? I'll allow it. I will allow it. They're scared. They're scared, baby. We will not allow them to attack ever now. No attacks. End our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 3 more mana to hit him with the Opus. We're probably more likely just to top deck a Bonecrusher Giant. Oh, so there's some life gain as well. Nice, bro. Okay, so that's probably game. You know what I mean? And that takes them up to 4 mana again. The mana generation here is ridiculous. Woof. Up to 4. Okay, this is looking grim. We got so close! We got so close. But, I mean, it's hard to win without your Flamepainter. It's just a regular Magecraft deck without it. You're not attacking with Cobra. Alright? You heard? The plot thickens. Come on, top deck. We need something real good. We need something real good, like a stomp, like a stomp, like a stomp. And that's not it. This isn't lethal. We hit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 7, 8, 9 blocks, plus the henge, plus the snick. Oh my gosh. If we attack with the killer, we can't tap it. Oh my gosh. If we had a stomp in our hand, then we'd be better. Again, to clarify, 8, 9, 10, they have 7, 8, 9. We'd get 1 damage through. Should we take it? They would take out the Lightscribe, they would take out the Bonecrusher, and we would take out the token. They would have the 3, 2 Snick and the 1, 1 Innkeeper left. And then we've got no damage. Well, no, we can trade with the Snick the turn after that because of the Hallowblade. I kind of want to get beat up. If only we had an instant or sorcery in hand. I guess Defiant Strike could probably go in the deck, right? Defiant Strike would be mighty helpful right now. Mighty helpful Defiant Strike would be. Again, this is version 1 of our Lorehold Flamepainter deck. So we're just fine-tuning it. You know, things are going to get balanced in the future. And it's going to be pretty groovy after that. So the blocks go out just how I had foretold them to. They lose all their creatures. Well, we lose everything but the Giant Killer. And we get, what, 1, 2 damage in? It's bad, you see? And again, where's the stomp that you're supposed to be? Stomp would have been more than lethal. We're getting so close. We're so close. Yeah, Magma Opus never gets hardcast. It always just gets discarded with the dual red source. To the grave. To the grave. And then that treasure, if we discard 1, that treasure can make the blue source for the second one, if that's what we so choose. Hey, how come you get 1? I want one of those too. They draw life, you know. Even if we top deck a land, like, it's just not there. A Flamepainter, still not there, right? They've got too much booty in play. They got too much booty in play. Well, we got close, and that's good enough for me. Nice. That's their second questing beast. I'll remind you. They really did have a nice draw. Like, they did the do. They've got Henge out and stuff. Like, I'm fine with how this performed. You know? I get it that we lost, but I think that we did really, really well against, like, a good deck. There's nothing wrong with this deck, and it certainly did pop. It certainly did pop. So they will go up to 7, which is so sad. And they have, of course, the giant to block. I'm gonna get you. Get you. Could you imagine if they didn't have the life gain? If they didn't have the life gain, then we would have got them so many times. Good game. That was actually a really nice game. I like that. Even though we lost, I am happy with how our deck performed. Okay, the land's not here. 2 copies of the Access Tunnel is outrageous. There's only 3 in deck. Keep 6, toss a command. Turn 1, Lumimancer. Turn 2, Blade. Oof. Please top deck more lands, because I really want to cast this for free from the grave with Flamepainter as we discard it with Hallowblade. Quite the string of things there, right? We can also discard Lorehold Command to get the land. Can we continue our string of luck? Just need one more. It's not unreasonable. Please, sir, can I have another land? Bastion of Remembrance, dead turn. Come on, top deck a land, HGG. That's good enough. That is good enough. Sending you to the grave. Taking the damage. We lose 1 life, they gain 1 life. Ending our turn. Discarding the Opus. Playing the Flamepainter. And then we pray there's no removal. We can give Hallowblade indestructible one more time with Lorehold Command. If need be. Again, I kind of like to cast it on its own. So they're just drawing here. That's good news. We discard Opus. Take our turn. No land. Figured as much. We attack with both. Straight flexing with the 0-1. Just to see what they're doing. I don't think there was a single hold up there, so I'm not sure they have any removal for 2 at least. Okay, hold your breath. You could run stuff like Selfless Savior in the deck to protect the Flamepainter as well, but I was being greedy with the Magecraft. Right, I like Lumimancer. Again, this is version 1 of the deck. We're going to continue to work with it, try to make it more competitive. But if there is no removal, I'm going to say that's game. We have an Opus plus an Emeria's Call to Cast. They cycle for 3. That's good news. Do they find it? I don't think so. Strike. Beautiful. Magma Opus. Don't mind if I do. 4 damage here. Submit 1. You can tap. Actually, we'll tap both lands. Magecraft goes up. We like the damage. So that's down to 12, down to 9, down to 7, down to 6, and then we get to recast again here, but it doesn't push up the Lumimancer. But this gives everything indestructible for the turn. Right? Woof. Woof. And then we have another Lightscribe, casually. And another Lumimancer, casually. And we'll play the land casually. End our turn. Unless they have Shadow's Verdict, we win the game. The Upstorm Predator does not do it, baby. Woof. And we spazzed out. Hopefully we top deck a land here, and we can cast our Lorehold Command. Negative. Let's just take lethal. Oh. What we can do here, actually, this is quite fun. So we don't even have to draw the land. Again, go fall back on the Hallowblade. Discard the command. And now they're forced to block the painter, so we can't cast it. Right? And it looks like we will get to cast the command with our Flamepainter here, unless there's removal. No, there's not. Get the life gain. And we got away with it. It's pretty cool how you can give everyone indestructible, and then it's like only, you know, the exile all that can get you. And that's pretty rare. I mean, there's only 8 cards if they're running them all. So good game. Let's break down the deck. I'm loving it. Woof, woof, woof. So I think this is a shell to a very competitive deck. Does it need fine-tuning? Sure, I get it. Defiant Strike, it would go absolutely phenomenal in here. Crash through Defiant Strike with the Magecraft is pretty sick. Like they're so cheap that you can cast multiples. Oh man. What if like, and I know it's not in this deck, but what about Birgi? And then we're just always gaining mana? I don't know. A Birgi Flamepainter deck? But we really do like the Lightscribe and Lumimancer in here as well. So I think that stays, because the Lightscribe with the Flamepainter is ridiculous, right? The double strike is so good. When you're, you know, that one turn we had, it was like a 7-4 or something, right? So with double strike and trample, which is out of this world. So I think, you know, the base of the deck is very strong. It's just going to be one of those things where it's like, how do we fine tune this further? And I'm not sure that we can. Right? Can we cut lands for Defiant Strikes? Anyone? Are we allowed to do that? Coach! That's the name of the game for me, is how many lands can I drop here? We're down to 22 already, but we've got the 4 Mariner's Call and the 4 ramps, so you know, we probably could. And you know, that's going to be something we do in another video. Thank you all for your time and attention. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.